My ex-boyfriend just told our entire high school reunion I've been bartending at the same dive bar for 10 years. What he doesn't know is I'm a DEA Special Agent who spent 3 years undercover infiltrating a Mexican cartel, and the cartel's second in command just walked into this hotel. Subscribe to her mission stories for women who risk everything in the shadows while being mocked by people from their past. My name is Sofia Martinez. I'm 32 years old. Right now, I'm standing in the grand ballroom of the Marriott downtown. My 10-year high school reunion, class of 2016, 200 people from my past, most of them successful, doctors, lawyers, tech entrepreneurs, and then there's me, the bartender. Or at least, that's what they think. 5 minutes ago, my ex-boyfriend, Derek, stood up and told a table full of our former classmates that I'm still working at Murphy's Bar on 5th Street, same place I worked in college. Everyone laughed. Poor Sofia, someone said. Still hasn't figured it out, another added. Derek smiled. That condescending smile I used to love, now it makes my blood boil. But I didn't correct him, because in exactly 90 seconds, my encrypted DEA phone is going to buzz. The cartel lieutenant I've been tracking for 18 months just entered this building, and my entire tactical team is about to breach this hotel. Derek's about to find out exactly what I've been doing for the past 10 years. Let me rewind. The year 2016. I graduated high school, top 20% of my class. Not valedictorian, not salutatorian, just good. My boyfriend Derek was the star, captain of the basketball team. Academic All-American, full ride to Duke. Everyone loved Derek. I was just Derek's girlfriend. The girl who worked at Murphy's Bar to pay for community college. We broke up 2 months after graduation. Derek was going to Duke. I was staying local. Long distance wouldn't work, he said. What he really meant, I was beneath him. I enrolled at the local state university, criminal justice major, worked 30 hours a week bartending, studied the rest. I was good at bartending, really good. I could remember 50 drink orders. I could read people, I could spot trouble before it started, and I could blend in anywhere. Those skills would matter later. I graduated in 2020, 3.7 GPA degree in criminal justice, minor in Spanish. I was fluent. My grandmother was from Mexico. I'd grown up speaking both languages. I applied to the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration. Most people don't know this, but DEA recruitment is brutal. Written exams, physical fitness tests, interviews, background checks that go back to kindergarten, polygraphs. And if you pass all that, you get invited to training. DEA Academy at Quantico. 18 weeks. Firearms, tactics, undercover operations, drug identification, surveillance, informant handling. I excelled. Especially in undercover work, I could become someone else, completely. Different accent, different mannerisms, different life story. The instructors noticed. You're a natural, one of them told me. I graduated in the top 10%. October 2020, I was assigned to the Los Angeles Field Division. My first 2 years were standard. Drug investigations, search warrants, arrests, building cases against street-level dealers. It was important work, but I wanted more. In 2022, I got my shot. The DEA was building a task force, targeting the Sinaloa Cartel, one of the most powerful drug trafficking organizations in the world. They needed undercover agents, deep cover, long-term, dangerous. I volunteered. My supervisor called me into his office. Martinez, do you understand what you're volunteering for? Yes, sir. Deep cover means you disappear. No contact with family. No friends. No normal life. You become someone else completely. I understand. This cartel has killed federal agents before. If they discover your DEA, they will execute you. I know the risks, sir. He studied me. Why do you want this? Because this is what I'm good at, and because these people are destroying communities. I want to stop them. He nodded. You're in. I spent 3 months in preparation, building my legend, my cover story, my new identity. I became Maria Delgado, 28 years old, from Tijuana, moved to Los Angeles 5 years ago, worked as a bartender, had connections to low-level dealers, looking to move up. The legend was solid, backed by false documents, social media history going back years, even fake family members who were actually DEA agents. In March 2023, I went under. I stopped being Sofia Martinez, DEA Special Agent. I became Maria Delgado, bartender with cartel connections. I got a job at a bar in East LA, a place known for cartel activity. I worked there for 6 months, waiting, watching, making contacts. Then I met him, Javier Ruiz, mid-level enforcer for the Sinaloa Cartel. He came into the bar every Friday, always ordered tequila, always tipped well. I flirted, carefully, not too obvious, just enough. After 3 months, he asked me out. I said yes. We dated for 2 months. During that time, I gathered intelligence, names, locations, shipment schedules. All of it went back to my handlers through carefully arranged dead drops. Then Javier introduced me to his boss, Carlos Vega, the lieutenant, second in command of the entire West Coast operation. Carlos liked me. I was smart. I spoke perfect Spanish. I could move in different circles. He started using me for small jobs, delivering messages, making pickups. Nothing major. But I was in. For the past 18 months, I've been gathering evidence on Carlos Vega. Drug shipments worth hundreds of millions, money laundering operations, distribution networks, all of it documented, all of it ready for prosecution. But we needed one more thing. We needed to catch Carlos in the act, a major transaction, something undeniable. And 3 days ago, we got our break. Carlos was meeting with a buyer, a massive purchase, 500 kilograms of cocaine, $20 million. The meeting was scheduled for tonight. At the Marriott downtown, Carlos rented a suite under a false name. The buyer would arrive at 8:10 p.m. My job, be there, wear a wire, capture everything, then signal my team for the takedown. There was just one problem. Tonight was also my high school reunion. Same hotel, different floor. I requested reassignment. My supervisor said no. Martinez, this is perfect cover. You attend the reunion. You're in the building legitimately. Then you slip away, meet Carlos, complete the operation. What if someone recognizes me? They won't. You're Maria Delgado now, and these people haven't seen you in 10 years. You'll be fine. So here I am, at my high school reunion, wearing a wire under my dress, waiting for my signal, watching my ex-boyfriend mock me. And nobody has any idea. I arrived at the hotel at 6:00 p.m., 2 hours before Carlos's meeting, plenty of time to show my face at the reunion, then disappear. The ballroom is decorated with our school colors, blue and gold. A banner read, Class of 2016, 10-year reunion. I checked in at the registration table. Sofia Martinez, I said. The woman checking names was Jennifer Park. We'd been lab partners in chemistry. She looked at me, blinked. Sofia? Oh my God, it's been forever. Hey Jennifer, you look amazing. What have you been doing? I've been working in LA, hospitality industry. That's great. I'm a pediatrician now. Congratulations. She handed me a name tag. I walked into the ballroom, immediately spotted Derek. He was holding court near the bar, surrounded by people. He'd gained weight. Not much, but enough to notice. His hairline was receding. He looked older. I felt nothing. I grabbed a drink and found a quiet corner. Checked my phone. Encrypted message from my handler. Target Atay 7:45. Be in Paration by 7:30. Acknowledgin'. I typed back. Acknowledgin'. I typed back. Acknowledgin'. I had 90 minutes to kill. I made small talk with old classmates. Most conversations went the same way. What are you doing now? I work in hospitality. I'm a bartender. Oh, that's nice. Are you going back to school? Not right now. Their faces always showed pity. Poor Sofia. Never lived up to her potential. I didn't correct them. My cover depended on it. At 7 p.m., Derek approached me. He was drunk. I could smell it. Sofia Martinez, he said, too loud. Hey, Derek, I heard you're still bartending. Murphy's Bar, right? Different bar. But yes, I bartend. Murphy's Bar, right? Different bar. But yes, I bartend. He laughed. That's hilarious. I remember you saying you were going to do big things. Plans change. I guess so. You know what I'm doing now? What? I'm a senior analyst at McKinsey. I make $250,000 a year. Congratulations. Yeah, it's pretty great. Just bought a condo in Manhattan. Dating a model. Life's good. I'm happy for you. He leaned in. You know, Sofia, you could have had this life. If you'd just applied yourself. I smiled. You're right, Derek. I really missed out. He didn't catch the sarcasm. He patted my shoulder and walked away. At 7:15 p.m., he made it worse. He stood up at his table, called for everyone's attention. Hey, everyone, quick update on our classmates. People turned to listen. So I just talked to Sofia Martinez. Remember her? Some people nodded. She's still bartending. Same career she had in high school. Laughter rippled through the room. Someone yelled, "At least she's consistent." More laughter. Derek raised his glass. Here's to Sofia. Proof that not everyone makes it. They cheered. I stood there, took it, smiled. Because in 15 minutes I was going to disappear, and Derek would never understand why. At 7:25 p.m., I slipped out of the ballroom, took the elevator to the 14th floor, suite 1427. I knocked. Javier answered. Maria, he said, right on time. I walked in. Carlos was sitting on the couch. He looked up and smiled. Maria, good to see you. Carlos, you ready for tonight? Always. The buyer arrives in 20 minutes. You stay quiet. You watch. You learn. Understood. He stood up and handed me a small bag. Your payment. 5,000 cash. I took it. Thank you. He looked at me closely. You nervous? No. Good, because this is big. If this goes well, you move up. Real responsibility. I appreciate the opportunity. He nodded. Javier, go downstairs. Watch for the buyer. Javier left. I was alone with Carlos. My wire was recording everything. At 7:47 p.m., Javier called. He's here. Send him up. 3 minutes later, the buyer arrived. A man in his 50s. Expensive suit. Cold eyes. Carlos greeted him. They sat down. Started talking. Price. Quantity. Delivery logistics. I stood in the corner, silent, recording every word. The buyer opened a briefcase, stacks of cash. Carlos inspected it, nodded. The deal was done. This was the moment. I touched my necklace, the signal. 30 seconds later, the door exploded inward. DEA, hands up. 20 agents flooded the room. Tactical gear, weapons drawn. Carlos and the buyer froze. I dropped to the ground, playing my part, screaming, acting terrified. An agent grabbed me. You're okay. You're safe. He cuffed me. Standard procedure. I'd be arrested along with everyone else. Then quietly released later. Carlos was shouting. This is bullshot. The buyer was silent. already calculating his lawyer's phone number. They were both cuffed and let out. I was taken to a separate room. 3 floors down, my handler was waiting. Agent Martinez, outstanding work. Thank you, sir. We got everything. Carlos is done. The buyer is done. This is the biggest cartel bust we've had in 3 years. I'm glad it worked. He smiled. Now let's get you out of that wire and back to the reunion. What? You've got unfinished business, don't you? I smiled. Yeah, I guess I do. 20 minutes later, I walked back into the reunion ballroom. I changed clothes. Now I was wearing my DEA tactical jacket, big yellow letters across the back. DEA Special Agent. I walked straight to Derek's table. He was laughing. Telling another story, I tapped him on the shoulder. He turned, saw me. His smile froze. Sofia? That's Special Agent Martinez, actually. What? I'm not a bartender, Derek. I'm a DEA Special Agent. For the past 3 years, I've been working undercover infiltrating a Mexican drug cartel. Tonight, I just took down their second in command. His mouth opened. No words came out. The entire table was staring. I continued. While you were buying a condo in Manhattan, I was gathering evidence on a criminal organization responsible for trafficking hundreds of tons of cocaine into the United States. Derek blinked. Your DEA? Have been for 6 years? But you said you were a bartender. That was my cover. I've been undercover. One of his friends spoke up. Wait, you're serious? Completely. Another friend pulled out his phone, started Googling. Holy stat, he said. Sofia Martinez, DEA. There are articles, commendations. You're listed as a special agent assigned to the Los Angeles Field Division. I smiled. That's me. Derek finally found his voice. Why didn't you tell anyone? Because my cover depended on people thinking I was nobody, and you all bought it completely. Jennifer Park rushed over. Sofia, is this real? It's real? Oh my God. We all thought, I know what you thought. That's what I needed you to think. The entire ballroom had gone quiet. Everyone was listening. Someone started clapping. Then another person. Then another. Within seconds, the entire room was applauding. I nodded. Thank you. Derek stood up. Sofia, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. You weren't supposed to. I made fun of you. In front of everyone. Yes, you did. I feel like such an idiot. You should. One of the former football players approached. Agent Martinez, can I shake your hand? I shook it. That's the most badass thing I've ever heard, he said. A woman I'd barely remembered from algebra class came over. Sofia, I'm a lawyer now. Corporate law. I thought I was successful. But what you do, that actually matters. Thank you. For the next hour, people swarmed me, asking questions, apologizing, congratulating. Derek sat at his table, alone, defeated. At 10 p.m., I left. I had paperwork to file, evidence to process, a case to build. As I walked out, Derek followed me. Sofia, wait. I turned. What, Derek? Can we talk? We are talking. I mean really talk. I need to apologize. You already did. Not enough. I was awful to you tonight. And apparently I've been underestimating you for 10 years. Yes, you have. He looked at the ground. I thought I was better than you. Smarter. More successful. You did. But you've been doing something I could never do. Something important. Something dangerous. I didn't respond. He looked up. I'm really sorry. I appreciate that. Can I ask you something? Sure. Did you ever think about me over the years? Honestly, Derek? No. I've been too busy actually making a difference. I walked away. He didn't follow. The next morning, I woke up to 412 missed calls and messages. My phone had exploded. Former classmates. Friends from college, people I hadn't talked to in years, all wanting to know the truth. I ignored most of them, but I did call my mother. Mija, I saw the news. They're saying you arrested a cartel lieutenant. I did, Mama. Why didn't you tell me you were doing this? I couldn't. It was classified. For 3 years, you let me think you were just bartending. It was the only way to keep the cover intact. She started crying. I'm so proud of you. And so scared. I'm okay, Mama. I'm safe. Promise me you'll be careful. I promise. That afternoon, my supervisor called. Martinez, you're being reassigned. To where, sir? Back to regular duties. Your undercover assignment is complete. What about Carlos? He's in custody. The case is solid. You did exceptional work. Thank you, sir. There's something else. What? The director wants to recognize your work. You're being awarded the DEA Administrator's Award. I was speechless. The Administrator's Award is the highest honor in the DEA, given for extraordinary service. I don't know what to say, sir. Say you'll accept it. I will, of course. Ceremony is in 2 weeks, in Washington. You can bring family. I'll be there. 2 weeks later, I stood in DEA headquarters. The administrator himself pinned the medal on my chest for exceptional courage and dedication in a long-term undercover operation that resulted in the dismantling of a major drug trafficking organization. My mother was there, crying. My father, who I barely spoke to, showed up. He hugged me. I'm sorry I wasn't there, Mija. You're here now. After the ceremony, a young woman approached me. She was maybe 22. Agent Martinez? Yes? I'm a DEA trainee. I just started at the academy. Congratulations. I wanted to thank you. For what? For showing me it's possible. I'm Latina, from a rough neighborhood. People told me I'd never make it, but you did. So I know I can too. I felt my throat tighten. You absolutely can. Work hard, stay focused, and don't let anyone tell you you're not good enough. She smiled. Thank you. As she walked away, I thought about Derek. About everyone from high school who'd underestimated me. They'd spent 10 years thinking I was a failure. Meanwhile, I'd been saving lives. 6 months later, I was promoted to Supervisory Special Agent. I now lead a team of undercover agents, training them, guiding them, keeping them safe. It's the best job I've ever had. Last month, I got an invitation. My 15-year high school reunion, class of 2016. I almost didn't go, but I decided to. This time I walked in wearing my DEA jacket. No hiding, no cover story, just me. Special Agent Sofia Martinez. The room went silent when I entered. Then someone started clapping. Then everyone. Standing ovation. I smiled, waved, found a seat. Derek wasn't there. I heard he'd moved to Seattle. New job, new life. I didn't care. Jennifer Park sat next to me. Sophia, I'm so glad you came. Thanks for inviting me. I need to apologize. Again. For how we treated you at the last reunion. It's okay. I understand why. No, it's not okay. We were cruel. And you were literally risking your life. I was doing my job. Your job is incredible. Thank you. A young teacher from our old high school approached. Agent Martinez, I teach at Lincoln High now. Would you ever consider coming to speak to the students? I'd love to. Really? That would be amazing. So many of our students don't think they can do anything significant. Seeing you would inspire them. Let's set it up. 3 weeks later, I stood in front of 200 high school students, told them my story, the doubts, the hard work, the undercover operations, the danger, the shadow stretching across the water. The dance, he reminded me of myself at that age. Yes? Did people ever tell you that you couldn't do it? All the time. What did you do? I proved them wrong. The room erupted in applause. After the presentation, dozens of students came up, asking questions. taking photos, saying thank you. One boy, maybe 16, stood waiting until everyone else left. Agent Martinez? Yes? I'm from a bad neighborhood. My family is involved in gangs. Everyone expects me to fail. You don't have to. But how? How do I get out? You work harder than everyone else. You focus on school. You find mentors. You make a choice every single day to be better than your circumstances. Did you do that? Every single day. He nodded. I'm going to try. That's all you can do. Try. As I left the school, I thought about my journey. 10 years ago, I was nobody, just Derek's girlfriend, the bartender, the girl who would never amount to anything. Today, I'm a DEA Supervisory Special Agent. I've dismantled criminal organizations. I've saved communities from drugs. I've inspired kids to dream bigger. I don't need Derek's approval. I don't need my high school classmates' validation. I never did, but I won't lie. It feels good to finally be seen, not as the bartender, but as the agent, the hero, the woman who risked everything in silence. Subscribe to her mission stories for more tales of women who serve in the shadows and finally step into the light. You are not alone. Your work matters. And one day, they'll see you too.